Hey guys, Jesse here, and welcome back to my Legend of Vox Machina reaction series. Today we're moving on to Season 1, Episode 8. And as always, a quick warning, I have seen every episode of Critical Role, so if this is your first time watching the story of Vox Machina, this might not be the reaction for you, mostly because I have a tendency to talk about spoilers. So on the last episode, we had Scanlan Shortholt terrorize the Duke of Whitestone by turning into a Triceratops and then lighting his house on fire. And we also had Percy being reunited with his sister for about 5 seconds before she had her throat slit. I love delving into characters' motivations and also their deep insecurities. I love delving into characters' motivations and also their deep insecurities. So an episode dealing with Scanlan and all that entails is very entertaining. And also you get a bit of a peek behind the curtain past the bravado that is Scanlan Shortholt to see a bit of the man, or I guess gnome, that is Scanlan Shortholt, and all his flaws and deep insecurities. But the episode ended with Percy and Cass being reunited and her throat being slit by Professor Anders. So let's continue on and jump into this episode. Oh, Pike! Kind of forgot about you, sorry, hon.
Light and mercy cleanse the soul.
So, I wonder why the Everlight's pissed at Pike in this version.
Everlight.
Because we haven't really seen her do anything
I need your guidance.
particularly bad or evil,
Where are you?
or even highly aggressive. Oh, that ain't good. Oh god. Sorry, Pike, you're now in a hentai.
If you won't aid me, then I'll do it alone. Leave me. Once more.
Yeah, I have no idea what would have severed her connection in this version of continuity. It's not like she, slit an unconscious man's throat with a mace.
Stay with me.
I've wanted to do that for longer than you can imagine.
Keyleth, hurry!
Vax, I need Wanderer's Moss, Flicksilver, and the bag that says dirt. Need pressure on the wound before the spell can hold.
Tick-tock, tick-tock.
How do you feel like you're gonna get out of this? What are your motivations?
You son of a bitch!
We're all sons of bitches, Frodo. You in particular, from that bitch that bore you.
Sorry, I love the eye thing going on. He's not completely incompetent without the gun.
They have given me a great many rewards. Rise on the road and greet.
Silver tongue. Literally?
My turn.
Oh, ricochet. Oh, I was about to say, was that on purpose? Doesn't look like it.
This revenge is mine. Not if you're dead. We're in this shit together.
Friendship. That's the difference between you people and Percy. Percy's not alone. Not really.
I realise it's a long show, but any chance for a private lesson?
No. Hey, you missed some things.
You and you on the white-haired one.
This is an interesting way of doing Professor Anders, because he's just a bard in the campaign, so having him have this gift bestowed by the Briarwoods is interesting.
Cassandra?
She's fine.
Sorry, I didn't mean to. I'm Keyleth. I'm
Not the time.
friends with Percy and forget it. You're alive.
Hi, Cass. Welcome to whatever this is.
The scraps!
You look like you need killing.
How would you like to kill your friends for me?
Oh no. Oh, yep.
At your command.
Oh, I hate everything about that. Stop licking your teeth. Just, I get it. You got a silver tongue.
You hurt me. Thank you.
Ooh.
Speak, child. Who are you?
I'm lost. I tried to live up to your standards, to be a steward of your faith, but I failed. I need to find my way back to your light.
God, it almost looks like Sauron.
Will not.
Well, that's a pretty intense Everlight. Yeah, getting close to a raging barbarian is never a good idea. It's easier just to go for the caster than the charmed person.
Is he only after me?
Master, kill the master!
We can't stop Grog, so let's stop wasting our time on him.
Yeah.
Enough of this!
Vex?
Is it
Pay
just
attention to
Percy?
I want you to know how you died. And who did it to you.
Your friends.
Wow, this is real angsty.
You're right. Derolos treated you poorly. My parents never recognized my potential and clearly missed yours as well.
Nice try, Derolo, but flattery will not prolong your life.
And yet it bought me all the time I needed.
There goes that silver tongue of his. Oh, no, no, no. No.
Oh, look at it go.
Oh, wait. He never puts it on. It's almost like it's not even a mask. Just a vessel for Orthax. Oh.
You betrayed us.
Oh, you can see the spine.
You're
The face I saw when murder entered my heart. This is your
Where's the
doing.
smoke?
I want to pause and see what that, because every single time it flashes, there's like, there's something in the flashes. I can't see what it is.
When we escaped, I saw you fall. I thought you were dead.
I thought you'd come back to check.
The Briarwoods kept you alive.
Of course they did.
You must have wanted to escape.
Running away was never my strong suit.
You don't
That was
need to
backhanded.
anymore. We're together.
There's a lot of things unsaid there.
We need to signal Archie. Let him know that Cassandra is safe. I might have something for that.
Be the mockingbird, Keyleth.
I've always wanted to try this.
Skywrite. I mean, that's hell of a sign.
Kinda terrified,
kinda impressed.
I mean, that's almost like a sign from God whenever you're just a normal peasant. If the sky suddenly has the crest of the old ruling family. You have enough candles there, babe?
Where's my steward?
What the fuck is this gonna be?
Delilah, what are you doing?
Protecting you. Woman, run!
What undead terrors are going to occur? Oh wait, this is just gonna be the army of skeletons. Oh. A tide of bone, if you will?
The flames will burn away your falsehoods and reveal the truth.
This feels
I'm not lying to you, I swear.
not like Sarah and Ray.
Not to me, little one. To yourself.
This is like a really aggro Sarah and Ray.
The truth. The truth is, I left the righteous path. When I'm with my friends, we mix it up and we drink, we fight and curse, and I love it. They're why you cut off my connection to your light. Unless you didn't sever it. I did.
Now you speak truth.
This is a tough love.
Any path can be a holy one. So long as one walks it with truth. You can be whomever you want to be in the light, Pike Trickfoot. So I ask a final time, who are you?
So it's less about her actions and the guilt that she felt in her actions.
So sorry, Vedmeyer. Your plan just backfired. You got Scanland. You got Scanland. By lightning, you got struck. By the baddest mobile fucker, you got Scanland.
I mean, I'm glad someone's having a fun time. Oh.
Oi! You fellas got room for a third? I just got done being a big bad hero, and I'm down for a little ugly bumping.
This might be too ugly for you.
There? Everywhere? Of course it's zombies. Yeah, because fuck me, that's why.
I mean... God, I love how human they all sound when they talk.
Well, we wanted the people to know the resistance is still alive, right?
The resistance is alive, and the opposition is very
Oh, you fucking
dead.
missed it. I got arrowed a bunch. I had 2 voices in my throat. I stabbed a stupid tongue in the face.
No, a horde of undead!
Oh, Lord. Got it.
That is a very cool shot for a very ominous tone. So that was my reaction to Season 1, Episode 8 of The Legend of Vox Machina, A Silver Tongue. So, Professor Anders arrived and was very swiftly very murdered. I like the way that they show his power set, I suppose, because in a tabletop RPG it's very common to have just magical abilities, but in this you have to explain magical characters and magical abilities a little more, because before everything went down, Anders is pretty much just a tutor, and then suddenly he has magical abilities once Vox Machina come to kill him. But if you simplify that fight down, mostly you just have to have a charm person spell, and giving him this gift from the Briarwoods is a fun way to show that. Also, it makes me think, because that magical tongue seems to be almost an item, so did they magic his tongue, or did they rip out his tongue and put a new tongue in that happens to be silver and magic? Either way, gross. Also, in my head, I feel like having a literal silver tongue would just make everything taste like you're licking the inside of a soda can constantly. And you know what? I'd rather just not have magic. But they really do a good job with Professor Anders making him really, really creepy. He has that Barty Crouch Jr. tick where he's just constantly just flicking his tongue for no apparent reason. We get it. You got a literal silver tongue. You don't have to keep going constantly. But his incessant monologuing and his better than everyone else attitude makes his death so satisfying. That is just another one of those great one-liners. Yours was the face I saw when murder entered my heart. This is your doing. It's the same description as well, which matches up, weirdly enough, with the silver tongue aspect of this version of Anders, because I very distinctly remember Matt describing the bottom half of the face caving away and then the front half of the face just having no purchase and kind of caving in. And it's a disturbing death. But since he's been an asshole for this entire episode, you're like, okay, fine. Kill him more. And it's also a very good way to show Percy's intelligence, which is one of his stronger character attributes. It isn't just he's a very good sharpshooter. He is the most intelligent member of Vox Machina. Not necessarily the wisest, but he just needed about 5 seconds of himself monologuing and stalling for time to do the math in his own head of how he could fire a bullet that would ricochet and explode in a man's mouth. But also during the Anders confrontation, there's a lot of different items in shelves and on pedestals, and I'm pretty sure 99% of them are probably references. I'm just not getting them. There's a couple of other interesting things about the Percy confrontation with Anders. We keep seeing those orange flashes. We saw one, and it kind of, while I was watching, looked like the Eye of Sauron. And going frame by frame in this, it is definitely just an eyeball, and it's that similar color Percy's eyes get whenever he goes for someone who's on the list, meaning that Orthax is in fact here, and Orthax is indeed watching. And that's why I really enjoy the smooth transition of you never really see Percy put on the mask whenever it's someone who's on the list. Because we see him go for the mask and put it on when it's just Desmond, but the mask just appears when it's the list. And it's a good visual cue that Percy ain't here anymore. Not really, because Matt in the original campaign described Orthax having the same look as the Plague Doctor mask, that the beak was very similar. It's almost like the mask is Orthax, and is Orthax's will taking over Percy. And that anger and that need for vengeance or revenge isn't entirely his own. Also, it just looks really cool. And that's why it's very interesting to see later on when he's just growling over Anders' body, and then Cass speaks up, and then the eyes flicker, and you get to see Percy's humanity underneath the Orthax mask. That Percy comes back to himself in that moment, because his sister's there. And during Percy and Cass's conversation, you definitely see the seeds of her bitterness to her brother for leaving her behind. Just throughout the fact that she's upset that he never came to even check if she was still alive. Which, I understand why she would have that bitterness, but also it's not really on Percy for thinking that Cass is dead after she took 3 arrows to the back. But also the line of running away isn't my style, with the implication that, but it is yours, which is just seeding her resentment for Percy, whether that be her own resentment or the kind of anger that is being instilled into her by Silas's charm. But she does have that resentment, and it is an interesting comparison between Percy and Cass, that they both have this anger that's instilled in them that might be their own anger, but that anger is being amplified by these people who don't necessarily have their greatest interest in heart. that are using the Derolos for their own end goals. But on the other half of the episode, we have Saren Ray and Pike. Or I guess the Everlight and Pike. This is a much sterner Everlight than we ever got in Critical Role. We never really see her angry. She is very much that gentle, motherly figure to Pike. But this is not Pike the champion. This is a Pike that has been pushing her away. And the storyline that they're going with in the show is a much more complex look at Pike's religion than I think we ever got. Instead of Pike doing something inherently against Saren Ray's beliefs and then being punished for it, it's Pike punishing herself. And it's a look at this world's religion, and specifically with the Everlight. And I enjoy the side we're seeing, that faith comes in many different forms. And there's no one way to practice a religion. The people at the temple who sit around and pray and are solely devoted to Saren Ray aren't wrong, but they aren't the only way of devoting yourself to a god. And you can be a follower of a light god and cuss and drink and have hedonistic tendencies and not be evil. Pike is not evil for liking a fight or liking alcohol or enjoying swear words. And that is a very nuanced look into a god who is a light god. It'd be a much different story if we were looking at, let's say, the Moonweaver, where hedonistic revelry is kinda in the title. But this is a goddess of light and goodness and everything that is traditionally lawful good, saying, you're not evil because of these weirdly absurdist, nitpicky characteristics. She does not care about that. Do you still believe in her? Do you still fight for good? Then there's no problem. And the only problem arises when Pike directly keeps doing things when she thinks Saren Ray wouldn't want them. And she feels guilt, and then she feels doubt. And then that is what finally severs the connection. I enjoy that take a lot more, and a lot of this nuance mostly comes from the fact that we get to see more of Pike, when Pike, for the most part, was slightly non-existent during this arc. But since we have a bunch of skeletons, and Pike seems to have figured her shit out, it means we might just be getting her back in a very cool manner next episode. So that was my reaction to Season 1, Episode 8 of The Legend of Vox Machina, A Silver Tongue. If you like this reaction, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps out the channel and keeps me motivated to keep making more of these. So thank you so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you next time. Bye.